Good afternoon. This is the midday news on Rajya Sabha TV. I am Ashwarya with you. Here are the headlines first. Prime Minister Modi calls for coordinated centre states efforts. Interacting with the chief ministers in a video conference says next 3 to 4 weeks crucial. Social distancing key to contain the spread of deadly COVID-19. Thanks Prime Ministers of Maldives, Nepal and Bhutan for their contributions to SAARC Emergency Fund. All passenger trains cancelled from today midnight to 10 p.m. on Sunday. Delhi metro services to be closed. Go Air suspends all flights. Prime Minister Modi expresses gratitude for widespread support to Sunday's 14-hour Janta curfew. Calls for joint efforts to tackle coronavirus challenge. Air India aircraft to evacuate stranded Indians in Rome today. Centre fixes prices for masks and sanitizers. Onboard catering services in mail and express trains are shut from 22nd of March. All passengers arriving from Australia, Britain and the US to be tested. States step up fight against coronavirus. All malls in Uttar Pradesh shut. Lucknow, Noida and Kanpur to be sanitized. In Maharashtra, all non-essential services in Mumbai, Pune and Nagpur shut till 31st of March. Government of Delhi orders all malls to be closed. Exemption for grocery and pharmaceutical stores. And global coronavirus toll surges past 11,000. Fatalities in Italy crosses 4,000 with 627 deaths on Friday. 78 more die in France. UK announces nationwide lockdown. US suspends visa services worldwide. WHO warns youth, says young people not immune from coronavirus. The cases of coronavirus infection in our country has risen to 271 after 63 fresh cases were reported in a day. This as per the Health Ministry. Now, this includes 32 foreign nationals, including 17 from Italy, 13 from the Philippines, 2 from the UK, 1 each belonging to Canada, Indonesia and Singapore. India has reported 4 deaths from Delhi, Karnataka, Punjab and Maharashtra. The spike in the number of positive coronavirus cases has prompted the states and union territories to reinforce efforts to contain the spread. Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray said that all workplaces in the major cities, including in country's commercial hub Mumbai and Pune, will remain closed till 31st of March. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal announced a shutting down of all malls in the national capital, but he exempted grocery stores and pharmacies from downing shutters. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath also ordered all malls to be shut with immediate effect and directed officials to sanitize Lucknow, Noida and Kanpur cities. In Jammu, authorities ordered the suspension of all modes of public transport, including buses and minibuses with immediate effect till further orders. In Rajasthan, also prohibitory orders under Section 144 of the CRPC were imposed in Bhilwara district from Friday after a doctor at a private hospital tested positive for coronavirus. Uttarakhand and Sikkim governments have banned the entry of domestic and foreign tourists into the state till further orders to contain the spread of the virus. The State Election Commission of Arunachal Pradesh has decided to temporarily put on hold the municipal and panchayat elections in the wake of the pandemic. Meanwhile, the UPSC has also deferred the personality tests of candidates of a Civil Service Examination 2019, and new dates for the interviews will be informed to the candidates in due course. And earlier on Friday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi deliberated on the ways to check the spread of coronavirus. He spoke with the chief ministers of various states via video conference. At the meeting, the Prime Minister urged the chief ministers to ensure effective implementation of social distancing, saying that it is the most important measure to contain the spread of coronavirus. He said that the threat of pandemic is common for all states as the country is in a critical phase of tackling spread of the virus. He said that the chief ministers must ensure prevention of black marketing and undue price rise as well. Chief ministers also requested for augmentation of testing facilities, greater support for vulnerable sections, advancement of financial disbursement for 2020-2021 to the states, and the need for roping in private laboratories and private hospitals in large numbers. And after last week's decision to bring masks and hand sanitizers under the Essential Commodities Act of 1955, the government on Friday fixed the prices of these items. In a tweet, Union Minister Ramvilas Paswan explained the prices of 2-ply and 3-ply surgical masks and said that they will remain the same as it was on 12th of February. And the retail prices of 3-ply masks will be at 8 rupees per mask and not exceed 10 rupees. Similarly, the retail price of a 200 ml bottle of sanitizer has been fixed to not exceed 100 rupees. Other sizes of bottles will be priced in the same proportion. These prices will be applicable throughout the country till June 30th this year. Meanwhile, the Finance Ministry will hold an internal meeting today to firm up the action plan to deal with coronavirus crisis. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman met with the ministers and officials of civil aviation, animal husbandry, tourism and MSME sectors ministries yesterday to take stock of the situation following the coronavirus outbreak.
Task force is not yet constituted, but as it is the ministry, because keeping in mind the sense of urgency with which we have to do this, we are holding the meetings. Of course, the task force, when it is constituted, will also get the benefit of these meetings. 4-5 sectors had contacted us even by day before yesterday, and in the process, we also thought it was better that the work of the task force can be done by the ministry to start with. Not that we were aware of the Prime Minister's announcement, but we started having this meeting. Then the task forces come up. Now the work that we are doing will go into the task force's assignment also.
The government has also decided to screen all passengers coming from the US, Australia and the UK at 30 designated airports to assess their risk profile for either quarantine or isolation. Passengers arriving from 12 nations including China, South Korea, Japan, Italy, Iran, Singapore, Thailand, Malaysia, Hong Kong, Vietnam, Nepal and Indonesia are already being screened. Meanwhile, the HRD ministry has advised all the states to provide midday meals or food security allowance to the students till the schools are closed due to the novel coronavirus outbreak. The centre has also requested the states to enforce work from home for private sector employees, except for those who are working in emergency and essential services. Meanwhile, Army Chief General Narvane also reviewed the Indian Army's preparation to contain COVID-19 with the senior functionaries at the Army headquarters. In an advisory, the Indian Army said that 35% of officers and 50% of junior commissioned officers in the Delhi headquarters will take turns in working from home for a week from 23rd of March. The second group of officers and JCOs will proceed on home quarantine on 30th of March. The Army has also postponed all the conferences, seminars, and annual and periodic examinations till 15th of April. Meanwhile, national carrier Air India will send a 787 Dreamliner aircraft to Rome later today to evacuate Indians who are stranded there amid the coronavirus crisis. The flight to Rome would take off from Delhi airport at around 2:30 p.m. and will evacuate all Indians who are stranded in Rome and return to Delhi on Sunday morning. And the government has informed the members of the Rajya Sabha on Friday that India has the capacity to manufacture 1.8 crore masks a day. Replying to the queries of the members of the upper house during question hour, MOS Chemicals and Fertilizers Mansukh Mandavia said that there was no shortage of gloves, sanitizers or medicines in the country. He also said that government has ensured compulsorily quarantine for crew coming to our ports from sea routes, while people coming in from Nepal and Bangladesh are also being scanned daily.
माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने पहले से ही इनिशिएटिव लिया है और कल सारे राष्ट्र को संबोधित भी किया है। उसको देखते हुए हमने माई सेल्फ वन मेंबर ऑफ ग्रुप ऑफ मिनिस्टर्स, मैं भी एक ग्रुप ऑफ मिनिस्टर एक मेंबर के रूप में कोरोना वायरस के लिए देश में क्या क्या स्ट्रेटेजी बन रही है या तो कार्य योजना बन रही है उसके ऊपर हम काम कर रहे हैं। सब पहले से ये 3 रास्ता है जो देश में ये वायरस विदेश से आ जाए, एक एयर रूट, एक सी रूट, तीसरा भूटान बांग्लादेश और हमारे नेपाल जैसे देश की बॉर्डर हमारी है। सभी जगह पे सब कड़े इनिशिएटिव लिए जा रहे हैं। सभी देश में इफेक्टेड कंट्री से कोई भी मरीज देश में आते हैं या तो कोई भी ट्रैवलर आते हैं उसको 14 डेज के लिए क्वारंटाइन कंपलसरी कर दिया है। वैसे ही सी रूट से माई सेल्फ लुकिंग शिपिंग मिनिस्ट्री ऑल्सो सर, शिपिंग मिनिस्ट्री के माध्यम से हमने सारे पोर्ट पर इनिशिएटिव लिया है। कोई भी क्रू आए उसको क्वारंटाइन कंपलसरी किया है। पर डे 1.5 करोड़ मास्क बना सके इतनी हमारी कैपेसिटी है। उसका प्रोडक्शन भी ऑलरेडी शुरू हो गया। देश में मास्क की कमी नहीं है, देश में ग्लोव्स की भी कमी होने की संभावना नहीं है। सैनिटाइजर भी देश में देश की आवश्यकता के अनुसार उपलब्ध है और देश में ऐसी कोई भी स्थिति ना खड़ी हो कि देश में क्राइसिस हो, उसको देखते हुए हम इनिशिएटिव ले रहे हैं।
धन्यवाद।
In an attempt to contain the spread of coronavirus, the Janta curfew will come into effect from 7 a.m. till 9 p.m. tomorrow. During this period, people are requested to avoid public places and stay in their homes for 14 hours. No passenger train will originate from any railway station in the country from midnight to 10 p.m. on Sunday in view of the day-long lockdown. Now, this means that around 2,400 passenger trains are cancelled in light of the Janta curfew. However, passenger train services already on run at 7 a.m. on the day will be allowed to run to the destinations. All the food plazas, the Jan Aadhaar stalls have been advised to be shut until further notice by IRCTC. Suburban services in Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai and Secunderabad shall be reduced to bare minimum level only to cater to essential travel. The Delhi metro services will also be closed on Sunday in view of the Janta curfew. Domestic carriers Go Air, Indigo and Vistara will also curtail domestic operations tomorrow when Janta curfew would be in force. And Bhutan and Nepal have pledged a contribution of $1 million each to the SARC COVID-19 Emergency Fund. This fund was proposed by Prime Minister Narendra Modi with an initial offer of $10 million to help combat the coronavirus pandemic in the region. Both Bhutan and Nepal have also reassured their full support and cooperation to do everything possible in close collaboration with all the SARC nations to overcome the COVID-19 pandemic. And here are the figures as well as the worldwide situation is concerned. The death toll worldwide due to coronavirus has now exceeded 11,000. In total, there are 5,168 deaths across Europe, mostly in Italy, which is the hardest hit country in the world, with 3,405 fatalities. And in Spain also, the coronavirus death toll rose to 1,002 on Friday after 235 people died in 24 hours, and the number of cases there approached 20,000. Singapore, meanwhile, reported 2 coronavirus-related deaths today, marking the city-state's first fatalities from the infection. The patients who died were a 75-year-old woman and a 64-year-old man. Singapore, widely praised for its fastidious onslaught against the virus, has confirmed 385 cases of the infection and had so far managed to avoid any fatalities since the outbreak began in the city late January. And Iran announced 149 more fatalities, bringing its death toll to 1,433 amid nearly 20,000 confirmed cases. And the US announced on Friday that it was suspending all the routine visa services around the world due to the global pandemic. In the most drastic step yet, the US state of California was placed under lockdown to contain the fast-spreading coronavirus, and the death toll in the country stands at 218, with more than 14,000 confirmed cases. However, China reported no domestically transmitted coronavirus cases for the third consecutive day on Friday, even as 7 more fatalities were confirmed, taking the death toll in the country to 3,255. It is estimated that China has over 81,000 confirmed cases. Those were all the updates related to coronavirus. Time for a very short break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Namaskar, this is Amitabh Bachchan. The novel coronavirus or COVID-19 disease can be stopped. Together, we can do it. All we need to do is to take some basic precautions. Whenever you cough or sneeze, always cover your mouth with a handkerchief or a tissue. Throw the used tissues into a closed dustbin immediately. Don't touch your eyes, nose, mouth unnecessarily. Wash your hands with soap more frequently and for at least 20 seconds. Avoid participating in large gatherings. If you have a cough, fever, or difficulty in breathing, avoid close contact with anyone. Visit the nearest health facility or your doctor immediately if you have any of these symptoms. Cover your mouth and nose using a mask or a cloth at this time. For more information, contact the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, whose helpline is 011-239-78046. Help us to help you.
Mythbusters. Myth. COVID-19 virus cannot be transmitted in areas with hot and humid climates. Yes, it can. From the evidence so far, the COVID-19 virus can be transmitted in all areas. Myth. Cold weather and snow can kill the new virus. No, there is no reason to believe that cold weather can kill the new coronavirus or other related diseases. Myth. Taking a hot bath prevents the new coronavirus disease. Not true. The best way to protect yourself against COVID-19 is by frequently cleaning your hands.
Parliament on Friday passed the Central Sanskrit Universities Bill, which seeks to upgrade 3 deemed to be Sanskrit universities into Central Sanskrit Universities. Earlier this week, the bill was passed by voice vote in the Rajya Sabha with some amendments. The bill, which was passed by Lok Sabha in December last year, was again taken up for passage as it was amended by the upper house and passed with a voice vote on Friday. Speaking on the bill, HRD Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank had said that Prime Minister Modi's government is committed to strengthen all Indian languages. And the Lok Sabha on Friday also passed a bill which seeks to confer the status of institution of national importance on 5 more IITs. Replying to the debate on the Indian Institutes of Information Technology Laws Amendment Bill 2020, HRD Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank said that such institutes have recorded 100% placement. The minister also said that the quality of education was improving and the country was moving ahead in research and development.
मैं इस सदन को आश्वस्त करना चाहता हूं कि उच्च शिक्षा हो, चाहे स्कूली शिक्षा हो, तकनीकी शिक्षा हो और चाहे वो विज्ञान के क्षेत्र की जो हमारे आईसर के क्षेत्र में ये देश बहुत तेजी से प्रगति कर रहा है.
The bill proposes to bring 5 institutions under the IIT Public-Private Partnership Act 2017, similar to the other 15 IITs established under the scheme in PPP mode. Leaders cutting across party lines took part in the discussion.
First is machine learning. Second is artificial intelligence. Third is blockchain technology. And then there is the Internet of Things. And then you have to also learn about data structure. These are absolutely new things. So these latest things have to be taught in our triple IT.
आपकी विशेष कृपा बरसे और बिहार में इस तरह की संस्थान और बढ़ाइए। आईआईटी खोला है, एक आईआईटी खोला है, अभी अपने संस्थान पीपी मूड में आप लाने का काम कर रहे हैं, और भी खोलिए। वहां आवश्यकता है सर, आबादी 11 करोड़ से अधिक है।
We are not focusing on developing our hardware. Wherever the IT sector is flourishing, we are giving more focus on the software mechanism, and that is the reason why most of the components are being imported, and that is the reason why we hardly manufacture computers, but we have become one of the masters of assembling different equipments and producing it and sending it to the market.
And now a special segment on environment and climate change. The latest research by Stanford reveals that the influence of global warming on extreme weather events has been highly underestimated. Global warming is intensifying the occurrence of unprecedented hot spells and downpours faster than what was predicted by historical data and trends. New approaches for incorporating global warming into extreme weather analysis will help improve global risk management. For decades, engineers, land use planners, and risk managers have used historical weather data to calculate the probability of extreme events. However, global warming is changing the atmosphere and oceans in ways that many have already affected the odds of extreme weather conditions, rendering the already existing data irrelevant. And with that, we wrap up this edition of Midday News. Stay at home, stay healthy, stay safe. We leave you with the weather updates across the country.